During one of our engagements with the leadership of Boko Haram, at that time it was under Shekau, one of the visits we made to Sambisa, we spent 6 days in the forest. And they kept changing the venues, changing the times, changing the terms of the discussions. Eventually, they met us. As President Wasajuru knows, during his encounter, because they reminded us about the meeting he had with Sheikh Sadiq in Maiduguri. They came fully prepared. And one of the things that they said, which resonated and still resonates today, was that the Nigerian state will never win the war against Boko Haram. And we were taken aback. We said, why do you say so? They said, well, look, you were here, 7 or 8 of you, and the late Allah, the Allah have mercy on her, the late Bilqis Yusuf was the only female among us. They said, your government that sent you here to mediate with us is a party to the dispute. It doesn't even that tell you that there is no thinking capacity behind this. How can a party to a dispute set up a committee to resolve a dispute that it has with somebody? So we said, well, we know the limitations of that. We still believe that there is some scope for mediation. We said, well, we should tell you this. See, these things, these weapons we have, we bought them from your military. The intelligence that we get to fight you, we get from your military. The training to use weapons, we get from your military. The drugs we take, we get from your military. Everything we get from your military. Your government is bleeding, and your government will never win this war against us. Bottom line is, your government has no leadership, but we have leadership. We're an insurgency, and what Madam Shekau says we do, and it goes down the line. And so long as the Nigerian state is going to continue to fight us in this way, they will never win that war. That was 2012. We are talking about 2021. Boko Haram has literally grown 10 times stronger than it is in the same Nigerian state. I published an article in 2009 stating about an audience that I was able to secure with President Mandela, where among many things he said, I am angry with your country because you dropped the ball. Nigeria dropped the ball. You had all that it took to lead Africa, but you dropped the ball. We were looking up to you, not to South Africa, not Egypt. People said President Obasanjo was here. He was part of the triangle, the formation of the triangle. Was the Nigerian. Now you have to become a Christian or a particular tribe to be a Nigerian president, a country of 200 million people. This is what we hear. People say all Nigerians are criminals, all Nigerians are crooks. How is it possible, the first country to give us £10 million in 1962 to start the liberation struggle? Today, the country does not enjoy the kind of respect that you should have. You dropped the ball, and we blame you. We are angry with you, and we should know that. We speak here, even in this room, we are speaking the wrong language to each other, to the wrong people. We are angry with each other. The North says the South is doing this, the South says the North is doing this, everybody says my own corner has a grievance, everybody says it must be me, it must be me, it must be I have a problem, your problem is me. Everybody in this country has a grievance. Every part of this country has a problem. But we don't have a problem with each other. We have a problem with the leadership that we have. But we're not talking to that leadership. And to the degree that we continue to fight each other and to blame each other and say, it is me, it is me, it is me, your people did this in 1960, your people are doing this. There's no region of this country, no community that has a unique problem. Every problem in this country belongs to everybody. If 2 years ago it wasn't like this, it is now. A combination of poor leadership and security have now created one country. Unfortunately, we are not talking to the leadership of that country because it is a problem. If a meeting like this doesn't have the courage or the foresight to say that in a democratic setting, citizens should say to a leader who has been elected, you have failed, sir. You have failed to secure this country. You have no business continuing to lead us. If you cannot say that to a failed leadership which is leading a failing country, then we have failed this country, ourselves. That's the bottom line. If you want peace, you must begin by honestly identifying and recognizing the fact that there is a problem, and you must identify that problem. That is basically what the problem is. The North doesn't have any problem with anybody in the southern part of the country. We don't have an ethnic problem in this country. We don't have a religious problem in this country. Those who are misleading us, those who are destroying the country, are happy that we are diverting our attentions and energies, abusing each other, fighting over crops, fighting over who shall become president in 2023. Well, we are not even sure whether the country will survive until 2023. We don't know this. So if we leave without some kind of resolution that says, take these issues up with the people who have brought us to where we are on our knees, the presidency, the kind of leadership we have, President Buhari, the National Assembly, our governors, our other leaders, they have failed us, they have not real business leading us, then we have failed the Nigerian people. If we can't say that, then for goodness sake, why don't we organize our own way of talking to each other? We don't need the approval of President Buhari or National Assembly to talk about the Constitution, about federalism, about security. We don't. This way will reduce the gaps, and will reduce the kind of thing we hear from the priests that annoy people. Because what she said there has absolutely no foundation. It is not true. Isadona never said those things that she said. This is the kind of thing we should avoid if we talk to each other. And we must talk to each other. The Nigerian elite has never been called upon by circumstances, unfortunate circumstances, to step up, reach out to each other, and talk to each other. I can say this on behalf of the Northern Elders Forum, and by extension, our colleagues from the Northern Consultative Forum. The North is willing to sit with anybody and discuss Nigeria without conditionalities, without boundaries. There's nothing that is so sacrosanct that we will not salvage this country over. And I think we should stop abusing each other, insulting each other, creating false enemies in each other, and face the real problem. This country will survive. It is not survive, it must survive because the elite of this country has said enough is enough. We know when a leadership is failing, we know what to do about it, and we should lead the Nigerian people to say President Buhari's administration has nothing to offer this country. If we can't say it in this forum, create another forum.